Listen, you're doing great out there tonight, kid.
Kid? I'm older than you, Hal.
I'm getting a cell phone call and oh, it's the owner. Hold on, I gotta take this. Hal Sharkey here, agent to the stars. What's shaking? Well, that's great. That's great. Well, that is great. Bye!
What'd he say?
It ain't great. But don't worry, it's not so much what he said that matters. It's what was, between the lines, what he inferred, sort of the unspoken truths of the matter.
And what was that exactly?
Also not very great. But listen, all you gotta worry about, kid, is you gotta get up there and sing like there's no tomorrow, because he just canceled your show for tomorrow. Hey, I'm in your corner, even though we're in a sort of a roundish room.
The deception with tact. Just what are you trying to say? You got a blank face that irritates. Communicate, pull out your putty piece. You see dimensions into. State your case with black or white. When one little cross leads to shots, grit your teeth. You run for cover so discreet. Why don't they do what they say? Say what you mean. And one thing leads to another. You told me something wrong, I listened too long. But one thing leads to another. The impression that you sell passes in and out like a sentence. But the long face that you see comes from living close to your fears. If this is up, then I'm up, but you're running out of sight. You've seen your name on the walls. When one little bump leads to shock, miss a beat. You run for cover and there's heat. Why don't they do what they say what they mean? One thing leads to another. I told you something wrong, I listened too long. But then one thing leads to another, yeah. One thing leads to another. That it's easy to believe somebody's been lying to me. But when the wrong word goes in the right ear, I know you've been lying to me. It's getting rough off the cuff, I've got to say enough's enough. Bigger the harder he falls. But when the wrong antidote is like a bulge on the throat, you run for cover and there's heat. Well, why don't they do what they say what they mean? One thing leads to another. I told you something wrong, I know I listened too long. But then one thing leads to another. 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 One thing One thing leads to another.